Hey, you remember Terry from 2 months ago? The little robot that I made that goes cray cray? Well, I gave him a free upgrade since then. And that's what we're gonna talk about in this video. So firstly, I made changes to the hardware of Terry. I replaced all the janky parts that I could with some more robust ones. I replaced the popsicle sticks which keep the front wheel of Terry leveled with the back wheel of Terry with some screws and whatever you call this thing, which I got from a chassis kit that I bought. I also screwed on the motors of Terry to the body of Terry instead of just gluing them on with some tacket, which didn't really work that well. I replaced the 9-volt battery, which didn't last very long, with a pair of 18650 rechargeable ones. Although they did make Terry a bit bulkier, but they carried more juice and last longer since they have a lower voltage, I think. And I bought and kind of learned how to use a soldering iron to actually solder the wires to the motors instead of just using some tacket to just put them together, which was really janky. Didn't really work that well. Now that I think about it, I did use a lot of tacket on Terry. Like, I used it on almost everything that needed to be put together. And I mean, tacket does kind of work, but only until a point. If you put too much pressure on it, the tacket either tears a bit or slides the parts out of place, so it's only good for light use. And the second upgrade that I made to Terry, which was the more important one, was the software. I may have made quite a long code by my standards, and may have encountered a lot of problems with the code, since I'm not quite an expert in coding, which may have delayed me from uploading a video last month. But the code is pretty much done now, so let's talk about the changes that I made. So in addition to the first mode that I gave Terry in the last video, I added 3 more modes to Terry. So in the first mode, I made Terry into an RC car. I bought 2 HC05s and paired them together in order to get wireless communication. Shout out to How to Mechatronics for his tutorials on the HE05s. This first mode was completely based off of his tutorials, which really helped out a lot, so thanks to him. If you don't know him, which you probably do, I mean, you are watching videos about Arduino, you should go check him out. The second mode was the mode that I made in the last video, where Terry went cray cray whenever he couldn't see anything. If you want to learn more about that, check out the last video if you haven't seen it yet. So the third mode that I gave Terry is kind of like a game mode, I guess you could say. So the third mode is exactly the same as the first mode, where Terry is remote controlled, but the only difference is that you can only control Terry if he can't see anything. So basically, Terry still goes cray cray when he can't see anything, but you're the one controlling Terry this time. This mode is kind of like a game mode, because you can like put something like a hanky on Terry, and you and your friends could take turns trying to get the hanky off Terry to make him see again. And you guys could see which one of you could take the hanky off the fastest, and that guy would win. Yeah. Oh wait, you don't have any friends, so I guess this isn't a game mode. And the last mode, the fourth mode, is also similar to the second mode, where Terry goes cray cray, we can't see anything. The only difference is that in this mode, Terry don't give a damn, because in this mode, Terry's the one who decides what his movement is. So in this mode, Terry is the most unpredictable. This mode was made possible through a simple function in Arduino, which is the random function. What the random function basically does is that it generates a random number from a range of numbers that you say in the code, and we just map certain movements to certain numbers. And since the Arduino generates random numbers, we get random movement. That might have been quite boring. So to cut it short, Terry goes extra cray cray in the fourth mode. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all I did in the past 2 months. Just upgraded Terry. Didn't really do much since I procrastinated a lot. We have calculus, which I'm worried of failing. I'm really the smartest in calculus. Well, it's all good. So yeah, this video is just basically an update video of the last video, and who knows, maybe I'll make a third video if I decide to upgrade Terry again. So I guess that's it. Bye.